Hey everyone, welcome to the NYCFC in Conversation podcast. I'm Jose Medrano from the club's digital team. Today I'm here with Keaton Parks. Keaton, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Sporting new hair today. Tell us, what inspired it?
So my roommate Juan Pablo or JP, he just got his done, and I was just with him at the barber yesterday. And I mean, I like the way it looks a lot. So I was just like waiting there for him, and I asked the barber, I was like, "You think it look good?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, let's just do it."
I think it looks good.
For it. Yeah,
How are you feeling?
I like it a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fans, let us know what you think. Cool. So let's jump right in. Tell us, I like to start at the beginning. Tell us where you were born, where you're from, kind of your first memories of soccer.
Yeah, I'm from Frisco, Texas, like 30 minutes north of Dallas. And yeah, I mean, I've been playing soccer ever since I was like 2 or 3. I just jumped right into it. I played baseball, basketball, I played every sport growing up as well. But I was always the best at soccer, like compared to other sports. And both my parents grew up playing soccer, so it was like always their favorite, and it quickly became my favorite, along with my brothers and sister as well. So we all just played soccer a lot, and I've been playing soccer ever since I was a little kid.
When was the moment? What age did you start to think like, oh, I'm pretty good, like maybe this is a thing I can do professionally?
Yeah, so I signed. Well, I didn't sign. I started playing for this coach when I was like 8 or so, and when I was like 11 or 12, I had met him, like I had learned a lot about him. He used to play professionally in Portugal, so he told me when I was like 11 or 12 that he could get me to Europe if I wanted to play professional soccer, and he saw the potential in me at an early age. So he told me that early on, and I don't know if I believed it right away, but I trusted him, so I always like trained with him and grew up playing with for him. So I just continued on that path, and he got me to Europe and got me to Portugal.
What's his name? You want to give him some credit?
Armando Pelaez. Yeah.
Cool. What teams were you following back then? What was it like when you were growing up?
Yeah, so I mean, growing up, I was a big fan of Barcelona for the most part. My coach taught us the possession style of football and tiki-taka and stuff like that. So, yeah, I was always a big Barcelona and a Messi fan. And like Xavi and Iniesta, of course. And then recently, or not recently, but like I started playing for a club in Frisco called Liverpool as well. So I became a Liverpool fan, and I'm a big Liverpool fan now, and I love to follow them and watch them.
Any players you were modeling your game after? Were you watching MLS, U.S. national team?
Yeah, I mean, I watched a little bit national team. Of course, big fan of Landon Donovan and Clint Dempsey growing up as well. Landon Donovan especially, he was like the big one for all of us kids because he was playing in England and stuff, and he was scoring lots of goals in the MLS and in England and for the national team. And he was an idol for, I would say, like all the young American kids growing up. But then especially like Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta I was a big fan of them as well. And Xavi and Iniesta are probably still like the greatest midfielders to ever play. So I like to watch them, and I like to model my game after them a little bit.
So you're playing under Armando. Tell us about the move to Portugal. How does that come about? Yeah,
so in high school, we had our leagues back home in Dallas or in Frisco, and then during the summer, whenever our league was off and we were out of school, me and his son he would bring us to Portugal, and we would train with different teams there and stuff. So after my sophomore year was the first time I went, and we met an agent at one of the trainings that we had, and he liked us, and he had more connections there in Portugal, so he brought us to other teams as well. And then, so like I went back the next summer after junior year, and then I graduated a semester early, and then I went there in February of 2015, and I trained there for 3 months while I was still 17, so I couldn't sign, and I came home, and then in the summer I went back for like preseason with the club Varzim, and then I signed there in 2015, right after I turned 18.
So you going over there in the summers, you got a taste of that, and you were like,
yeah,
I'm getting there. Like, what was your mentality then in high school?
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool for the time. I mean, I was getting vacation, not really vacation, but I would go to Portugal for 3 weeks and train and meet all these new coaches and players and stuff, and get a feel of Portugal. And then, like, I would say even after high school, when I was going there to sign, I guess I was still scared, like it was during the summers, it was like, oh, I know I'm going home in 3 weeks, like I'm going to go see my family and stuff. But when I went there and like to sign, I was like, probably wasn't going to go home for the next 6 months. So I was like, it was still like oh dang, like this is like real now. Like I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be living here now. So,
and tell us more about that. What was it like? Culture shock. A lot of people don't think about that when a player makes a move. It's like you have to leave your family, you leave everything.
Yeah.
Like, what was that like?
I mean, it was hard. So me and Armando's son, who's also named Armando, were we got to sign together at least. So we got to live together and everything. So that made it a lot easier. He understood Portuguese. He speaks Spanish fluently, and then he learned Portuguese really quickly. So that helped me a lot because it's still taking me time to learn Portuguese after 4 years there. But yeah, it was really nice having him there, but for sure not easy. I mean, I had never lived on my own, and it was my first time in Portugal. Like I couldn't really speak to anybody. Like so, it wasn't easy at all, and it was hard like being away from my family and friends and stuff for the first time. And so yeah, it was a big step, and it wasn't easy always.
And then on the field playing, what was it like to be an American kid? Is it different?
Yeah, I would say so. Especially when I first went to Benfica, I signed there in 2017, and I started training with the B team right away. And so I learned this at the end of the season. Like my first few training sessions were like, I guess like just at the beginning of the season, like I guess some of the players like were like, oh, he's just an American kid, like he's not that good or whatever. Like we'll just like push him around and stuff. And like I didn't know that at the time. But like as the season went on, like I started like performing well and like becoming friends with all the players. So I found out one of the guys was telling me, he's like, oh yeah, dude, a bunch of the guys like didn't like you when you first came here and stuff. So like I just thought it was funny because like I was friends with them after that. But yeah, like so I found out that like they do look at Americans differently. Probably less now at this point with like Pulisic and Weston McKennie and all these guys like making a name for themselves in the biggest leagues in the world. So yeah, I think it's probably going down as American soccer grows, but yeah, for sure it was a little different, like just as an American being there.
And you mentioned when you started playing with Benfica, that moment when you got the news that you're going to sign with Benfica.
Yeah.
Like, what goes through your mind? You're one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was definitely like, I don't know, like it was just a really good feeling, like a dream come true, like growing up, I guess I didn't hear a lot about Benfica, but like as I got older and like started watching soccer more and learning more about soccer, I learned like they're like a top club in the world or definitely one of the largest fan bases in the world. So, I mean, it was like just the feeling of like having your dreams like come true, like you signing one of the biggest clubs, and like especially when I got to make my first appearance in the stadium in front of 50,000 people, it was just like an amazing feeling, and it still is to this day. So
amazing. What do you think in general as a soccer player? Young kids will always ask biggest advice or whatever. What were some of the biggest lessons you took away from the time in Portugal, and some of the best advice you could give?
Yeah, I would say like the biggest like thing I took away is just like always be confident in yourself. There'll always be players like on your teams that maybe like don't respect you as much or don't think you're like have a lot of quality, but everybody has their own opinion, and like the really the only opinion that matters is the coach's opinion, like whether or not he likes you, he's gonna play you or not. I think the whole like lesson is that you signed at whatever team you're at, you signed there for a reason because somebody likes you and they like see quality in you. And if you like go to this team and you like start taking everybody else's opinions and try to change your playing style, then like they might not like you after that, So I think like just have confidence in your style and like how you play already when you go to a team, and just keep that style and keep that confidence in yourself because you're there for a reason, and you just got to keep growing on that.
That's great advice. Okay, this is a big question. I've been wanting to ask you for a while.
All right.
Why do you wear Keaton on the back of your jersey and not Parks?
Yeah, so at Varzim, they were asking us like for what number we want and stuff like that. And so at Varzim, I was actually number 6. It was like the best number that was like available, and that's like a midfielder's number and everything. But they never asked me what name I wanted on the back. I mean, I just didn't think about it because like I never like put my name on a jersey before, so like I didn't say anything about it. And then I showed up at the first game and it was just Keaton, and I was like looking at it, I was like, well, this is pretty cool, like because Parks is kind of like a more of an Asian name too, like Park or Parks, but yeah. So like I was seeing, I was like Keaton, I was like, all right, it's pretty cool. Like I'm just not gonna say anything. I'll just keep this season, at least. And I went to Benfica and they didn't ask me about it either. Like they just assumed like that I chose that or whatever. And like I think it's pretty cool. And like that's how people know me now as Keaton. At the national team, they did put Parks on my jersey. But I think that's cool too. Like I think I get my club is Keaton and then my national team jersey is Parks. So I think like everybody knows like the whole name, But yeah, it was just they chose it for me, and like because I just didn't like know that I needed to tell them differently, and it's just been like that ever since.
I thought it was like a little Brazilian influence. Maybe
Yeah, a little
people
bit,
thought you
a
were
little bit.
Brazilian.
Yeah, keep them guessing.
And you talked there about the national team. Tell us about when you found out that news that you were going to call up into the camp, and then the moment when you make your debut.
Yeah, I mean, just getting the call up was a big deal for me. I had been to one U20 camp before that. I think that's it. I think that's the only other camp I had been to, and like I always wanted to play a national team growing up, and like as you keep getting older and older, it's like it gets harder to get on those teams, And like at the youth ages, I think they look a lot into the academy teams and stuff like that. And I never played academy, so I think I definitely flew under the radar for the most part. And then when I was in Europe and like making a name for myself, they started to notice and they brought me in for that U20 camp. But whenever they call me in for the first team, it was just like jaw dropping, Like I was getting this opportunity to play for and represent like the best soccer players in the U.S. So it was really cool. Just getting the email, seeing that information, and like seeing dang, and like flying there, like dang, I'm about to go like meet like all these national team guys, the coaches, everything. And then the game was amazing because it was in Philadelphia, so a lot of my family, or almost all my family, flew out for it. And then my high school coaches were there. My Armando was there. Everybody flew out for this game, and it was just like it was just awesome. Like I got a sub in like the 60th minute, so I got a good amount of time. I had a couple chances kind of near the goal, so it was just really cool. And then they were all sporting Benfica jerseys in the crowd, and it was just like the most amazing like experience for me.
What did that do for your mentality, for like the stage of your career you were in? Like, does that change? Like, how does that change you? How does that change your goals and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just super rewarding. Like I've been working so hard for this my whole life, and to get that opportunity to represent the United States, and it's just a super rewarding feeling. And I mean, it makes me want to work that much harder to be able to continue on the national team and get call-ups and play games and represent the country. And hopefully I can represent the U23s next year in Tokyo, and then the first team in the future for World Cups and everything. So yeah, I mean, it's a very rewarding feeling. And then I just want to like work that much harder to make sure I can stay there.
Awesome, man. And then, so from Benfica, you come on loan here. What went into that decision? And then tell us a little bit about just how your time here has gone.
Yeah, so this last year at Benfica, I was playing a lot with the B team, and of course it's a high quality. The second division is very good there, and we were doing really well. We had a lot of talent in the team, a lot of young kids, but we were playing really well. And like I just wanted to get those first team minutes, and the first team was playing amazing. Like they were getting results and everything, and it was just hard to like get my foot in the door there, to really get on the field this last season. And I think it was just that time in my career where I needed to start playing first division minutes, And I signed with a new agent back in September or November, and he had the connection. He was an American agent from Wasserman, and so he had the connections here in the U.S. And he started to talk to me about New York City FC, and I mean, like, what an amazing like place to play, like New York City, like one of the biggest clubs in the league, So I was excited when I heard that, and then they were showing a lot of interest, of course, and I got to talk to Claudio and everything. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't that hard of a decision. I believe in myself, so I knew if I came here, I could find my way onto the starting 11 and everything. And so I mean, coming here and being able to play back in my home country, and then also just get first division playing time and stuff, all played a part in my decision for sure. And then ever since I've been here, it's been amazing. I love all the staff and the coaches and the players and everything about like the club itself, and it's been amazing. The training facilities are great. Playing in Yankee Stadium was really cool. Still haven't been to a baseball game in Yankee Stadium, but I've been to plenty of soccer games there. But yeah, it's been awesome, and I've loved every second of it.
And then when we look at your year, first half of the year was a little difficult for you to break in, and then it clicks. That Open Cup game maybe, yeah. And then you lock down a starting position. What was the year like behind the scenes? What was your mentality? Were there like specific training sessions or something that you can point to where like, hey, it started to click?
Yeah, for sure. not getting playing time was hard. And you could talk to any of the players about this. We're here to play, you know. So like not playing is the hardest thing in soccer. I didn't always have a great attitude about it. I would get angry during trainings and stuff, and like maybe not try as hard because I was just like down and I just wanted to play, you know. But I had conversations with Dome and Claudio a lot, and then especially in LA, in a training session in LA before our game against the Galaxy, Dome came up to me and he said, like after the training session, maybe I was performing well or whatever, and he told me, "You're so close to getting into the starting 11. Like just keep working the way you are." And I think that really it really clicked, like that he's noticing me, you know, like that he is watching us. He's not just paying attention to the starting 11. And I think maybe I got that in my head. I'm sure he was watching us the whole time, or he still is watching all the guys that maybe don't get a lot of playing time. But that for sure like really clicked for me, and I was like, dang, like okay, I need to just keep focusing and keep working toward this. And whenever I get my opportunity, which happened in the Open Cup, I got to take it. And I mean, I was fortunate to score 2 goals in that game, which is like obviously like a big thing. And like, he has to play me in the next game, right? He's not going to put me on the bench after that. And I just have to keep performing and keep helping the team. And I think I've done that pretty well so far. So yeah, just that little thing that he said to me after a training session was really big for me.
That's probably another big lesson for kids, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not always easy. You get in your head sometimes, and that's just normal. But yeah, you just have to keep working hard, and things will fall into place, I think. Yeah.
So you've been playing alongside Maxi Morales.
Yeah.
You're 6'4". He's 5'3".
Yeah.
He's one of the best number 10s, if not the best in the league.
Yeah.
What has that been like? What have you learned from him?
Yeah. No, I mean he's definitely the best number 10 in the league. Of course, he's a small guy, but I don't think anybody sees him as that. Not even anybody in the crowd that watches him play. You can tell from the first minute that he has a big personality and a big impact on every game that he plays in. And I've learned so much from him. He's not just he's like an older guy. You know, he's a lot of experience. Played in Italy and played everywhere. And he could just be out here like whenever we have the ball. You know, he works hard offensively, but this guy works hard every second of the game, defensively, offensively, and I think that's just like a great influence for like us young players. You know, like this guy's been working hard for I don't know how long his career has been, like 15 years, right? Yeah. And every single day, every training session, he's working hard and trying to do better for himself and do better for the team as well. And I think that's just a huge lesson that we can all learn from, and it's really like it's amazing. It's like an honor to play alongside this guy.
And your style, I think, is very that sort of Maxi's like possession, quick feet. Is he helping you improve that as well? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think him and the whole team as well. I think our whole playing style, like as a team, has been really well like possessive. You know, like possession and tiki taka and stuff like that. And you can definitely see that in a lot of the goals we scored this year. So I think he's a big part of why we play that way. He's like a huge leader, and he gets onto you if you're not playing like that, if you're kicking the ball or whatever. But him and Ring and all the guys, Anton, like even Brad and Sean, like our goalkeepers, you know, they always want to keep the ball and play possession. And I think that all plays a huge role into why we're so successful as a team. And and I think Maxi is like probably like the head guy of that style, you know. So.
And you mentioned a little bit, but it's a diverse group.
Yeah.
Really like New York City is, right? What has that been like for you on and off the pitch?
Yeah, I think in the beginning of the season, so there's a lot of new guys this season. So maybe that played a role in it too. But I think at the beginning of the season, we were kind of broken up into like different cliques, you know, like we had like the American guys and then like the foreign guys that were broken up. I think as a team and like as the year has gone on, we've grown so close to each other, like from like all the guys, all the foreign guys and all the American guys. I think we can all say we're good friends now, and we hang out a lot outside of trainings, outside of games and stuff. I think it's just been, I think that just plays a huge role into why we're so successful. Again, we have a chemistry that like is just amazing throughout the team, and I think like the diversity definitely played like a role at the beginning of why maybe we weren't so successul, and as we've grown closer, it's definitely changed for us. So.
How do you think that broke down, or like how did the union start to happen?
I'm not sure. I think I don't know. I think it's just like the attitude of all the guys. Like whenever we were struggling and getting tie after tie, you know, and we weren't getting the results we wanted. I think it's just the attitude of the guys. Like everybody knew, like we need to change something, you know, and we need to do something different so we can start winning these games that we deserve to win, you know, because we definitely have the talent. So I think it's just like the group of guys that we have and like the mindset that everybody has. It just all like comes together, you know, eventually, and I think that's what's changed, and that's how it worked out. Yeah.
So that struggle kind of unified us.
I think so. Yeah.
In the same direction.
For sure.
Amazing. Change the subject a little bit. We saw some of your cooking skills or lack thereof in that Goya cook-off you were a part of. That made me curious. Like, what's your refrigerator look like at home? Like, what do you cook? Do you cook? Like, what's it like when you go home?
No, my fridge is pretty full. I try to cook a lot. More recent, like, so my girlfriend just moved in, so we get a lot of like frozen meals as well, like from Trader Joe's and stuff. But so she does most of the cooking now. But before, me and JP, we would look up Pinterest recipes, and we would get all the like the ingredients and stuff. We would cook, you know, like we would make like big dishes and like good dishes and stuff. That Goya video, all right, yeah. Like I'm definitely not a talented cook in any way, talented chef in any way, but I know what I'm doing. Like I understand like how to do everything. Like I'm just slow at it, you know. In a cook off, you have 30 minutes or whatever the time limit is. Like, all right, I'm definitely not gonna get it under that time limit. Anything, I'm not gonna give you anything good. But yeah, I mean, if I have a recipe in front of me, I can put it together pretty well and like make a nice dish. But I'm not gonna like create any of my own dishes or anything.
Okay,
like
so you're better than that.
Yeah,
than that showed.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're surviving.
Yeah, I do it slow, like chopping up peppers and stuff. Like I'm not great at it, but like I can do it. If I take my time, I'll get it done. You know, it'll take me the 30 minutes though.
In general, besides that, how's it been living in New York City?
It's been really cool. I really haven't done a lot of the sightseeing actually, because like we have training every day and stuff, and then it's just like I just want to hang out at my apartment and stuff. But I've seen a little bit of it, and when the times that I do get to go into the city and like the team events that we have and stuff, it's amazing. Like there's so much to do here, and there's like so much shopping and great food and stuff like that. So it's been really cool. It's been cool to see like stuff I've seen on TV, you know, like every show and movies in New York City. So it's just cool to like relate that all of that stuff to something like Home Alone. Like when I first went to Rockefeller Center, I was like, oh, this is where Kevin saw the Christmas tree and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just cool to like relate it in that sense.
Cool. And now we finished top of the East, preparing now in the midst of a playoff run. How are you and the rest of the team feeling? What's the mentality right now? Give us some insight into that.
Yeah, I think the mentality is just confident. I think we're just going to do the same as we've done all season, or at least like the second half of the season for sure. Like I said, we did struggle at the beginning of the season a little bit, but we came together, and ever since then, I think we've been putting up great performances and obviously getting great results. And I think we're just going to keep that mentality and confidence and attitude going into this playoff run, and hopefully win the cup.
Does the team feel really confident? Do we feel like this can be our year?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think anybody has a doubt that we can win the cup. I think it's gonna take all of everybody's effort, from the staff, the coaching, everybody down to every single player, even if you're not playing. You know, so I think everybody knows that. I think it's gonna work out.
Cool, man. Let's hope so. Cool. So we're getting to the end of this. I like to end with a round of superlatives.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a category. You give me who you think fits that from the team.
All right.
First one. Let's hope none of these get you in trouble. Class clown.
Probably Ben Sweat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why? What's he like?
I don't know. Like this guy is just all over the place, so always trying to crack jokes and stuff. And I think in training and stuff, he like tries to keep you serious, but definitely outside of training, it's hard to have a serious conversation with him.
Who's the teacher's pet?
Oh no. I don't know. I don't know. I go with Justin, I guess. He's like the youngest guy, you know, so like he's probably just trying to please them, like, because he just wants to get playing time and stuff like that, which is normal, you know. I love Justin, but
quiet.
Let's go. Yeah.
Most talkative.
Oh, Eben. No, I'm just kidding. Who talks the most? Let's see. I don't know. Me, I would say I talk a lot.
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah. Who talks a lot? Maybe me or Ben. Seb, maybe. I guess all of us. We have we talk a lot. Like we like to joke around and talk. So yeah.
Quietest?
Evan, let's go. Yeah, Evan's pretty quiet.
Who has the best style on the team?
I would say Seb or Mata for sure. They have the most swag on the team.
Worst style.
Anton. And I don't know. Anton dresses kind of European and I recognize his stuff from Portugal and stuff, but I would say I don't like his style.
Okay. Who has the best bromance on the team?
I don't know. Maybe I would say me, JP, and Luis. Me and JP are roommates, but then we hang out with Luis a lot as well. And I think I don't know. We've become really close this season. So
I mean, if you dyed your hair together,
that's true. That's true.
I give you the crown. All right, this one might get you in trouble. Who's the messiest? Who's the messiest in there in the locker room?
That's a hard one because a lot of people aren't that messy. Ben is the least messy. He kind of OCD, so he keeps everything organized. Well, for me, so Mata sits kind of near me. I think he kind of leaves his shoes out on the floor of the locker room. I think it's Mata. So for me, that's what I notice the most. But I wouldn't say our locker room is very messy. Okay. Everybody's pretty good about their stuff.
That's good.
Yeah,
it's a good political answer. All right, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck the rest of the playoffs.
Thank you.